Hello again, everybody. We're here for lesson 2.4, which is equations with no solution or infinite many solutions. Let's look at a couple examples here today. So this is where we're going to solve an equation and get something that doesn't make sense to what we're normally used to working with. So here's our first example. It's a pretty long equation here. We're not going to go through every step, but just to get us started, we're going to remember to do combine like terms on the left side. We're going to distribute the two on the right side. And when we do that, we're going to get this green equation here. And going from there, we need to combine like terms on the right side. So that would be the 4 minus 9. That's going to give us this situation. Now this is our first special case here that we're going to look at. And I want you to notice this step right here that I just circled. You get something equal to itself. And that should immediately alert you to this case that we're going to come to here. So we'll get to that here in just a second. All right, so we've got that. And then once we subtract 2x from both sides, we get negative 5 equals negative 5. And that's always going to be true no matter what x we choose. So this case has infinite many solutions because whatever x value we plug into the equation will give us a true statement. So the key here is to recognize that you get something equal to itself, always. And let's look at an example. Let's just choose x equals 2. So if we were to pick a value of x and plug it in, we will always get a true statement. So here's a case where x equals 2. And we're going to see if x equals 2 is a solution by plugging it in. And we can remember that once we plug a solution in, if we get something equal to itself, then it's a solution. And it doesn't matter what x value we pick. We can pick x equals 3, x equals negative 1. Doesn't matter. Whatever we plug in, we will get something equal to itself. So in this case, again, this is infinite many solutions. Here's our second example for today. We've got another fairly complicated linear equation, but let's just remember our steps while we're reviewing this concept of no solution, infinite many solutions. We can also talk about solving equations. So on the left side, of course, we're going to distribute the negative 2 to both terms. And on the right, we need to distribute the 3. And once we do that, we get this blue equation here. At this point, we want to combine like terms on both sides of the equation. You notice we have x's that can be combined, on both sides. And when we do that, we get this equation. And this is our first clue. Let's compare this to our last one. Here we get something not equal to itself. So notice the negative 6x's are the same, but the plus 4 and the plus 3 are non-equivalent. So let's see what happens. So if we were to add 6x to both sides, we would get 4 equals 3. And we know 4 does not equal 3. So in this case, it does not matter how we rearrange things. We will always come down to something not equal to itself. And in this case, we say we have no solution. As no matter what x I plug into this equation, I will never get something equal to itself. Okay, so that's our second case there. Takes care of no solution and infinite many solutions. Thank you.